Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season. And now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past. And tonight, we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the first-time champions of the AFC, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, a lot of folks thought maybe last year would be the season the Jags finally rose to Super Bowl contenders. But a 5-11 last-place campaign ended those thoughts pretty quickly. But now, here they are 1 year later making their first appearance on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, they were so close getting in a couple years ago, weren't they, against New England? And, boy, they played them tough in that game. But prior to this, they were one of 4 teams coming into this year that had never been to the Super Bowl. Who were the others?
Browns, right?
Yes, Texans and the Lions.
Oh, the Lions, yeah.
Exactly. They've never played in a Super Bowl. That's over now. They're in the Super Bowl. Now they want to go out and win it.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are back in the big game for the 5th time in franchise history. But we all know one thing has eluded them all these years.
And that's an actual Super Bowl victory, partner. They're 0-4 in their previous visits. Super Bowls 4, 8, 9, and 11. And, boy, they had some great teams, too, didn't they? Bud Grant was their head coach. Fran Tarkenton, a quarterback. Alan Page and the Purple People Eaters on defense. They were all Hall of Famers. And don't forget Paul Krause. He's a very proud member of that great secondary they had. So we're going back more than 40 years since their last visit. You think the state of Minnesota is excited about this one? I know they are. They're ready to get this one going.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Cousins gives way to Cook. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Only a yard of the completion. It's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Madison, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota, with the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Ready for the 18, Gator. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Fight.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. They find some open field here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Recon, 132 fighter. Bravo! Go.
Minshew, 1st and 10. Got his man, it's Eifert. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Check. Pilot, 64. Weak.
Now a first carry for Dial Pumphrey. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2-jet bomber. 2-jet bomber. Go.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, Haywood!
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Open man is Thielen, is complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
Check, lucky, gun. Slam.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down and 4, Cousins Flush to his right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throwing his Cousins. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call.
29 is Mike. Mike 29. Twist. 29 is Mike. Mike 29. Double. 29 is Mike. Mike 29. Ready.
So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
On the ready.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Minshew. And the pressure gets to him again. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Caught, Eifert over the middle. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Cousins. Going for the deep ball. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Throwing on first down is Minshew. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll run it now with Comfort. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the 17, Minshew. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that gets them back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. He finds an opening past the 40. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They'll run it again with Fournette. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
It's third down and 4.
Okay, break. Mike 29. Hey, let's get that ball, team. Let's get that ball. Hey, Mike 7.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. And Eifert has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun is Minshew. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. DJ Chark, 47 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Now Doug Marrone not even hesitating. They're going to go for 2.
6-6, pull it off now.
They will run it. It's Fournette. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because...
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 23-yard line.
Here we go, set. 10 Lobo. Hey, Echo. 29 is Mike. Mike 29. Watch the twist, watch the twist. 29 is Mike. Mike 29. Topper. Shoot.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 3 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really...
Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Switch gears. One.
Again, it's Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
That's right, man. Spot. Here we go. We're going.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And the Jags grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Minshew. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Danielle Hunter. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Here we go. 50, plant. We own it.
Minshew sets to throw. Open man right side is Sharp. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. The kick by Lambeau is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
A first down throw for Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. There he goes, right side. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. From the gun, here's Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 19 yards to pick up there. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. A big play there out of Cook. Give him 55 yards on the ground. So he nearly took it. The distance gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
I smell fear in that offense. Hey, Ken. Check four. First.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to try and run for it, and he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Looking to throw it, Minshew. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Kendricks. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Hey, Orville. Ready?
Here's Minshew. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Leonard Fournette, and that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
60 outlaw. Come to my work. Hey, Delta. We want it. Come to my work. Shoot.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Check 31. Check gun.
Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 6.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The dump-off gets them only 1, and now you're looking at a 3rd down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. Now Cousins. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Go, go. Go, go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And that's his 3rd sack, and that ties a Super Bowl record. Makes me think of my old college teammate, Reggie White. He had 3 with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31. Darnell Dockett of Arizona, Super Bowl 43. And Coney Ely, 3 sacks for the Panthers against Denver in Super Bowl 50.
All those sacks, they've only been an official record since Super Bowl 17. I know it's believed that L.C. Greenwood unofficially had 4 way back in Super Bowl 10.
Wearing those golden high tops as well.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 33 yards that time.
Recon, 132 fighter.
On the run, it's Pumphrey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Minshew, 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Right there.
second and long. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
Squeeze. Check.
They run with Pumphrey. Four quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
Two-jet bombers. Smooth. Yes. Mark 55. Coming to you. Get it.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Ready? 55, Mike 55. I got you. You're on baby. You're on. Hey, look, three. Show it. Ready?
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And he's into the end zone. Move over, James White. You've got a new rival for best finish to a Super Bowl ever. And the Jaguars have done it. Jacksonville, the Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.